Enthalpy of reaction and thermochemical equations. That's the lesson for today. Here are core ideas. We have the delta H is the heat change of chemical reactions in the endothermic reaction. That means absorbing heat right there. These common mistakes students make. They confuse endothermic and exothermic reactions. In the endothermic reactions, you absorb heat. In exo, that means exit heat, that means releasing heat. And the delta H for the endothermic is positive, or positive value, and exothermic is negative value. Whenever you release heat, you give off energy. That means you're actually losing energy and is negative value, whatever the value is in terms of joules. And thermochemical equation include delta H, of course, because in the reaction it can happen, and the stoichiometry can be used with delta H. And a couple of things. We are using the original this formula, which was the phase change formula, which does not have the heat the specific heat capacity. This is not a heat equation, but it's actually a phase heat equation, if we can call it that, right? But here's the thing: in some cases, instead of the mass, which is right here, you can also use N as in moles. Okay, the only way you will know is that if delta H that is given to you is got joules per gram or kilojoules per gram, so this gram here, that will give you the hint that you have to use the equation with mass, not the mole. But if delta H shows up in terms of the unit is joules per mole, do you see this right here, mole? Then you must use the equation with the mole variable in the phase equation. Okay, so that's the only thing you got to pay attention to. It's actually straightforward. Let's go through a couple of examples. Here's example one. We're going to identify if the reaction is endothermic or exothermic. So we have nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas, and then they will give you ammonium gas. So, and it's given that the energy differential here is negative 92 kilojoule. We want to know if this is an exothermic or endothermic reaction. Either it actually gives off energy or absorbs energy, right? Now, remember the rule. If delta H is negative, that means it's releasing energy, is negative. So you go back to the rule again right here. Exothermic reaction, delta H is less than 0. That means releases heat. So if it's less than 0, which it is, this is negative 92 kilojoules, that just tells you that it gives off energy. That means this is an exothermic reaction. So that's the answer to part A. Part B is how much heat is released when 6.00 mole of NH3 is produced. Well, in here, we're going to go through and do the basically mole analysis, but first, make sure that the very first thing that you do, make sure that the equation, the reaction is balanced. In this case it is, but I'm going to write it down, make sure it is balanced. So it is balanced and it's all good. But if an equation, if a reaction is given to you in an exam or as an assignment, and the question doesn't specifically say that the equation is balanced, you need to double check. Okay, and if it's not, you have to balance the equation. In this case, we're just going to look at the exothermic and endothermic reaction and then go through it that way. But I already set it up for you so that it's already balanced. Now, here in 2 moles, just be aware, 2 moles of NH3 has 92 kilojoules. And where did I get the 2 moles from? Is right here. That's where I got that from. Okay, so 2 moles of NH3 produces 92 kilojoules. We want to know how much energy is released when you're dealing with 6 moles of NH3 that is being produced. So if it's 6 moles of NH3, well, what did we do to get 6? We multiplied it by 3, right? Well, that ratio must hold. If I multiply 92 by 3, will be the amount of energy that is released. it is exactly directly related to it, just like the mole equations and the mass as well, okay? So in this case would be 276 kilojoules, okay? That's how you do it. Now, there's another way of doing it. You can actually say if 2 moles gave you 92 kilojoules, then 6 moles will give you how much kilojoules? Okay, the energy release. Well, okay, same idea again. You basically 92 times 6 divided by 2. Okay, that's another way of doing it. If you want to do that, so 92 times 6 divided by 2, which will give you that back. Okay, this is actually the ratio calculations if you want to do that, or you can do it intuitively that way. Excellent. Okay, so that's the answer to this one. Let's look at another question. In example 2, we're going to use delta H to find heat absorbed, but this time there is a little bit of twist to that. We have this equation H2O, which is solid, this is the ice, and then of course it becomes liquid based on this reaction, and delta H is positive 6.01 kilojoule per mole, right? This is actually more of a phase change. That's what we are using this equation, a phase change equation for heat, instead of the heat equation, the original heat equation with the specific heat capacity. Now, notice that the delta H unit is kilojoule per mole. Do you see that? So because of that, we got to use the equation that has got a mole in there, not the mass. All right. Okay, what do we have here? We have mass is given to us 45.0 gram of the ice is being melted. Let's change the mass here because we are dealing with the mole in the equation. We have to change the mass to mole. That's a stoichiometry going back a few weeks, and then once we find the mole, then we can use the equation and solve. Let's go ahead and do that. So first, the unit conversion, we're going to go 45.0 gram. This is H2O times the gram in the bottom. We want to get rid of that mole on top. So 1 mole of H2O, this is H2O by the way, right? It is 18 grams, right? Periodic table, you're going to go through that. You got 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen, you add them all up, you get 18. 16 plus 2 is 18. Now you do the math in here, you're getting 45 divided by 18, you will get 2.50 mole. Okay, now that we have this, we're going to use the phase equation. So Q is equal to N, 2.50 mole, and then we multiply it by 6.01 kilojoule per mole. By the way, remember, this is an endothermic reaction, just that you know, absorbs endothermic reaction. There's no question on that one, but now you know. This is endothermic. Here we go. All right, do the math in here. That would be 15.0 kilojoules. That's the amount of heat that is absorbed when 45 grams of ice melts. All right. To summarize, let's go through some of the major notes here. Negative delta H is heat releases, exo exits. Okay, that's how I try to teach that to my students. So exothermic heat releases, heat exits, and endothermic heat absorbs. Okay, so delta H has to be one is negative right here, negative, and the other one is positive. And delta H is always tied to the balanced equation. For sure, balanced equation has to be there when you're dealing with stoichiometry and reactions. And whenever you're dealing with the delta H, if it's moles, you must use moles. And remember, the unit of delta H matters. If it's based on mass, then you got to use the equation, the phase equation that is based on mass. Units must be kilojoules or kilojoules per mole. Okay, so those are the units that you can use. And doubling the reactions, doubling the delta H, reversing the reaction flips the sign of delta H. And what does that mean, reversing the reaction? It's just basically saying that you're going the other way. If you flip the product to the to the reactant side, depending on the decomposition of the reaction, then of course the delta H changes. All right, that is it. I need you to check out the quiz in the description below. Make sure you do that. It's very useful to have more practice, and check out the next video in the series for chemistry. All right, until next time.